Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, or as Bubba says, hey now, hey now. Hour number 4 of the line, Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. And for those of you on the YouTubes that are watching this, Real Talk 99.5 TV. Would love to see you guys on the YouTube. And my only requirement is if you're watching us on YouTube, you have to say hey now. You got to say hey now. And you know how we get people on there, Carrie? How we get people watching the YouTube video?
I don't. How do you do that?
You turn your camera on.
That is not how that happens.
Which you never do. All right. So we just started, so we don't have any numbers, right? Or we got like 3 people on there because people have to reboot and everything. All right. Go ahead and turn your camera on. All right. So Carrie's on screen.
Yep.
And watch these numbers go up.
It's gone negative.
No.
How's that happen?
It's not moving yet because there's a little bit of a delay. But, once people hear this, they're going to immediately jump over to YouTube. It works. Just like you always say, what does she look like? That's what they say. They say, what does he look like? There's many out there that still haven't seen you.
I know. It's supposed to be a mystery.
No, there's no. All right, we have now doubled how many people we had in there.
2?
That quick. No, 3. We went from 3 to 6. And let's see. Make sure you say hey now when you get in the chat. Here they come. Watch these numbers skyrocket. So everybody sees what Kerry Adams looks like. What he looks like at 53 years old, by the way. You've seen Kerry at 52, but you haven't seen him at 53.
It's a lot different.
And this is
a lot different outlook.
This is legendary. All right, we're at 10 now. The numbers take a minute to update, so it's actually probably higher than that. The legendary Kerry Adams, who's been in radio far too long, but has seen some things, as we've discussed on this show time and time again. But look at everybody. You watching this chat? Everybody's loving it.
Let's see here.
Jay Riley says he sounds 75 on the radio.
Thank you. See?
All right, we've moved to 21. Takes a while to get these numbers updated. Look at all the hey nows in there. Hey now. Everybody type in a hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Look at them go. Man, you are good at this. I love the fact that our audience follows directions. Like, this is the most responsive audience that I've ever had in radio, in my time in radio. Not you. You've seen more responsive audiences, like on the Paul Feinbaum show.
This is pretty responsive. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. This one says, I thought he'd be much fatter. Man, he's pretty scrawny.
Oh, I ain't scrawny's a little harsh.
Yeah,
but truth hurts, I guess.
Yeah, truth hurts sometimes. Look at all those hey nows in the chat. Look, we've done
How many people?
We went from 3 to 43, just like that.
Man, maybe I deserve a raise, huh?
Yeah. People want to see my guy Kerry. Hey now from Barry. God, look at all those hey nows. Look at and plus, if you chat enough in there, apparently it gives you like a crown or something by your name to show that you're like a top commenter or something. Yeah, this one says he's a little fella. He's just a little guy. He's actually very tall. I think Kerry's probably like 6'3", or something. I'm 6'1", and he's a little taller than me. But this one says you're a little fella. We're at 50 now, by the way.
I'm a little fella.
Yeah. Wave to the camera. Don't just have your back to him.
Hey.
You got it. Just from that, you got 50. You got 50 people in here. Actually, it's higher than 50, but I don't have the exact numbers. All because they want to see you.
See, this is a one-time thing, though. Now they've seen me. You won't be able to do this again.
This one says, hey, now, old boy over here on Lakeshore listening to you both. Old boy on Lakeshore. Yeah, look, they're handing out the crowns now. That's cool. All right, so yeah, y'all just listen. You want to watch the show, you want to see us while we do our thing. We'll have There's going to be some changes when it comes to the YouTube channel. Like, we're going to be adding features and this, that, and the other, but it also gives you the opportunity to go back and watch them that way. If y'all are YouTube people. Especially if you're a YouTube person like me now that I've got premium. Well, I'm a premium member of YouTube.
Hey, that's well worth the money, though.
Is it?
I think. No commercials.
I was surprised it was $20 a month. I feel like it'd be cheaper than that.
It's now $20.
They told me it was $18.99.
Man, well, still worth it.
Yeah.
'Cause you can download videos, watch them later.
Well, that's the reason I had to to buy it, because we forgot to record last night's podcast.
Uh-oh.
So the only way I can get my hands on it is pulling it off of the
Right.
YouTube channel. So we got to do it. We made it to 60.
Man.
Yeah. And everybody in here is giving a hey now.
Sorry to disappoint, though.
This one says, Kelly Joe Brand says we need some super chats. I agree with that. If we could get some, I guess we would have to sign up for it, but who gets the super chat money?
I can almost guarantee it would not be us.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, could it be put in a slush fund to where we can, buy stuff for the studio? Maybe some decorations.
It would be, but we would probably have to give it to somebody else to buy something for other people. I don't know. Maybe.
This one says, K-Man looks like a Libby.
A who?
I guess a liberal.
That's the first time I've ever been called that.
Trading Vapor says Cumulus does not need super chats. No, I don't think they do either. I don't think they do. But anyway, as you see here, there's Carrie. So I just want to make sure everybody saw. Plus helps me get these numbers up. If you're watching on YouTube right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, there's a subscribe button. Make sure you hit that, and that way you can follow us and get alerted when we go live, which is every day. And each hour is kind of its own live stream. So at the end of each hour, you got to cut it off and refresh. You'll also, next hour, you'll be able to see Leland in his fancy studio. Man, that thing looks good, dude. That thing looks good. And I'm going to invite myself over there one day and be on there. Libbies are welcome in the chat. Being wrong shouldn't keep you away. But I don't think Carrie's ever wrong. I've never heard a hot take from you where I was like, man, he's really off base.
I mean, I think that's why it works so well, right?
Your wife would probably argue with that.
Yes, she would. Quickly.
But I'm just saying with politics, you're usually pretty on point.
I mean, I'm usually, correct in my thoughts.
It says, have all the super chat money go to a drawing each week for a listener to win.
I mean,
that's not a bad idea.
But what about us, though?
But what about us?
I mean, I would love to see how that would work, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
Could we do it without telling anybody else?
I mean, technically, I've got access to the channel. I could just go in there and sign it up.
And say, we don't know what happened. I don't know. What are you
the
talking
thing
about?
with super chats, though, if like somebody gets on here and they donate $20, YouTube gets like 7.
7?
Yeah, it's like 35-40%. But there's
That's
something
racket,
called
man.
super tips that if you sign up for, it's a 90-10 split. So they only take 10%.
Super tips and super chat.
Yeah.
So how would you?
I don't know.
Well,
how it
then
all
super
works,
tips is the way to go, then, right?
Yeah, super tips is, and we got to sign up for that on our podcast.
I mean,
because YouTube is, we had only been using super chats since I think we started back in like March or April. And when you break it down and you look at what people have sent compared to what YouTube has capped, it's not good. It'll make you nauseous.
yeah, that sounds like a racket. But I guess not, because
That's why you do a workaround and you say, here's my Cash App and here's my Venmo. But that's seriously what we do.
that's a good idea.
It's Cash App and Venmo OTL show.
That's a great idea, actually.
And so people will send the money there, and then we'll shout them out on the deal and read their comment.
But now you just told YouTube what you were doing.
Yeah, everybody's doing that.
Super tips. I like it.
Leslie says she's watching on YouTube and listening on the radio, which is how my dad used to watch football games. He would have the football game, the Tennessee game, played on the TV, but he would have his, one of those. He used to have this radio, which was like 4 foot tall, and it had 4 foot tall speakers on each side of it. It had an 8-track player and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, he used to put the Tennessee game on the radio and watch it on TV. And of course, the radio was always ahead, so you'd know what happened before you saw it. And I always thought, why do that?
It used not to be that bad, but now the radio's even delayed 10 seconds, so it really screws everything up.
There are in some cases, not to get into sports, but I think when on ESPN during certain games, like you've got the option to watch the game with the home radio call.
Yes, they have started doing that.
Yeah, which I think is genius. I think every game should be like that. Because, like, I want to hear my guys, like, it's better to have
you trust your announcers than more than you trust ESPN.
Right. You want the announcers to be on your side, and it would make it a more pleasurable experience.
Nobody wants to hear Greg McElroy. Just kidding.
It's all, whatever. No, with the Pat McAfee, how he does the commentary, I almost watched the national championship that way. With the Pat McAfee, what do they call that?
Oh, I forget. They've changed it so many times.
The McAfee commentary. That dude, I don't care what anybody said. That dude's funny.
Yeah, he doesn't care, and that's what makes him funny.
I think he's hilarious.
I mean, he is.
And Nick Saban's hilarious. McAfee and Nick Saban together are hilarious.
Which is who would have thought that combo?
Right.
I mean, they seem like absolute total opposites.
They do, but they also seem like friends.
I think they may be.
Yeah. That's fascinating. Fascinating stuff. All right, so I've rambled my way through that. I got to take a break. Jeez. How did that happen? Thank you for those of y'all that are on YouTube. Hey now to everybody. I want to see y'all connecting. I want to see y'all talking to each other and hanging out. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bring everybody together as one big happy family, one big happy Hey Now nation. 205-545-9950. More of the line next. Somebody said we should be able to see what's going on during the commercial breaks. I don't think you want to see
That's
that.
not a good idea.
I don't think you want to see that. You don't want to know what kind of stuff goes on during the breaks. Actually, nothing goes on during the breaks.
It's pretty boring, I was going to say. I mean, who wants to see that?
Most, and this goes for a lot of radio people, they just sit in silence during the entire break. Leland does that. I don't know about Val and Dixon because since there's two people in the studio, it would be awkward just to sit there and stare at each other.
They kind of do that, though. The days I've worked it, they don't talk at all.
I usually just scroll during the break and try to make sure I'm not missing anything. But it's you know, I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. It's our moment to rest our voices, as our voices are weary. So anyway, 205-545-9950, Alabama Men's Clinic. I was over at Alabama Men's Clinic on Monday talking to my man Jeremy, who helps run the show over there, and just hearing the stories of some people that, some of the treatments that people get and everything else. There's so much to it, and I don't have the time to go through the entire list, but I talk about low T all the time, and the fact that you might have low T and not know it. You might know it, or you might realize you've got the symptoms of low T, such as ED, tired all the time. I mean, some of this stuff can even, and this was brought up several times, result in bad decision making, crankiness, you know, emotional, if you will. I mean, there's been, young people in their 20s that end up in it at the Alabama Men's Clinic that have estrogen levels that are sky high. And a lot of that comes from all the crap that they put in our food. And you don't realize it. All you know is just that you're freaking exhausted all the time. And when you go to Alabama Men's Clinic and you get that leveled out, I'm talking about you feel like a whole new person. It will literally change the way you feel day in and day out. There's other more intimate things, like if you have problems or if you're, I don't know, if you're unhappy with, how should I say it? Should I talk about size? You know, there's a lot. Look, we'll just say this: there's a lot of different things that Alabama Men's Clinic can do for you. And the best part about it is it's not like going to the regular doctor. Like you're going in there and you're talking to people that are concentrating on just one aspect of your life, and they're listening to you and they understand you. And you're talking about guys that know these problems. You're not going to do a general practice doctor that probably read something about ED or low T in a book. You're dealing with people that know this stuff like the back of their hand and are there to help you out with multiple different treatments that they have to offer. And they let you choose which treatment you want to go with. It will change the game. I can't stress that enough. So what I want you to do is call Alabama Men's Clinic, set yourself an appointment, 205-598-7000. 205-598-7000, online, alabamamensclinic.com. And if you just want to hurry up and get in there and you don't have an appointment, show up. They'll figure out a way to squeeze you in. That's the type of people they are. And as Jeremy was telling me, he's like, we have people that maybe they're going through treatments and, something's happened and they don't understand, what they need to do. I won't get into the details, but Jeremy's the type of guy that'll answer your phone call at 2:00 in the morning if you've got questions about what's going on. You ain't going to get that from your doctor's office calls. So, alabamamensclinic.com, 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Make sure when you talk to him, you tell him that your boy, Andrew McLean, sent you. 205-545-9950. 545-9950. Chuck Davis. Bringing you this part of the show. ChuckDavisLaw.com. ChuckDavisLaw.com. My personal attorney. It's not often that you have somebody get on the radio and talk about their own personal attorney, but that's who I am. I'm a personal guy. Like, I talk about personal stuff. And to my detriment, might I say. My wife is not a fan of it, but I just can't seem to help myself. And so here we are. Chuck Davis is a guy that is, I don't really know how to describe Chuck other than this is a guy that's going to stick up for you. I've had attorneys in the past that just treated me like it almost felt like I was a nuisance. Like I was kind of just in their way. They were more worried about their bigger clients or their bigger cases. And so we just went through the motions, and it didn't work out well for me. I'll be honest. In the long run, maybe everything worked out, but at that time, did not work out well for me. And I want to avoid that kind of situation happening to you by linking you up with the best attorney around, which is, you guessed it, Chuck Davis. Divorce, custody, wills, probate, contracts, personal injury, wrongful death, slip and fall, car wrecks, whatever it is, Chuck's got you. And if you got something that's just that far out there and it's stuff that's kind of outside of his field, he's got a network of the best attorneys around. He'll get you linked up with somebody, and he has no problem doing that. He just wants to help out the Hey Now Nation. So here's what you do. You call this phone number, 205-823-9992. 205-823-9992, and all of his information on ChuckDavisLaw.com. No representation is made that the legal services provided are superior to the legal services provided by other lawyers. All right, here we go. Without further ado, something we missed out on yesterday because Trump was speaking at the White House press briefing before departing to Davos. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the wheel of segments.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
What you making there?
That's nasty.
What did you put in there? That's extra nasty. It's made with so much care. It's nasty. Do you wanna share? Nasty, 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 nasty.
Nasty. All right. Up first on Oh, That's Nasty. Carrie, the headline reads, I earn $30K a year just to scoop dog poop. My clients are accused of being lazy, but they truly need my help. Would you be interested in $30K a year to scoop a poop?
It depends on how many days a week I would do that. I would need to do it, or how many hours a day.
You got to put yourself on camera for this segment. This is the new rule, by the way. Carrie's got to be on camera for the Wheel of Segments.
This is the last Wheel of Segments.
This is the last one he's ever gonna do. He's turning ish into gold. The UK dad of 4 is turning doo-doo into dough by picking up dog poop, a side hustle that he estimates nets him over $32K a year. He said, we were stunned. The customers just started rolling in, according to Kyle Newby. He's 39 years old. The Derbyshire-based builder said he was inspired to start the business, dubbed Pet Poo Pick, back in March after looking on Instagram at work and seeing how popular dog poo picking was in the U.S. He said it's really big in America, so we thought we'd give it a whirl and bring it to the East Midlands. He said we've only seen a few people doing it in the UK, so he went on Facebook and posted an advertisement and left it for a while. Sure enough, his post sparked a crap ton of interest, and the professional pooper scooper now has a base of 35 regular customers. He says, I do 15 customers on a Wednesday, 20 on a Saturday. He charges $40 for the initial visit and $20 per week afterwards.
Per week or per poop?
Per week. As a result, the Brit estimates that he earns around $2,680 per week moonlighting as a manure cleaner, which equates to nearly $60 per hour. Well, how are you only making $32K a year if you're making $2,600 a week?
Yeah, that math don't math.
That
does
math ain't mathing, Cole.
it? He is from the UK, so I mean,
Newbie estimates that he can earn more picking up mutt mess than he can at a 10-hour shift of construction, although the job, as one can imagine, can be quite dirty. He says, when you think about it, you're roughly picking up 14 pieces of poo per garden. We use a scooper bag. It takes like 10 to 15 minutes per garden. After shoveling the mutt manure, the excrement scour disinfects the area to ensure there's no trace left. He said, I can be driving around for hours a day, and I can spend nearly 3 hours picking. He says he's driven as far as 50 miles to dispose of dog poop.
he drove 50 miles to get rid of the poop.
Yeah. Newby claimed he's received comments from trolls claiming humans are now too lazy to clean up after their pet. However, he estimates that over half of his customer base is too old or infirm to be on duty. Get it? Duty.
Yeah, that's a good play on words there.
A lot are on crutches, he says, so it's hard for them to pick poo up. We do this to help them. For those moaning, say if their mom was disabled and they can't pick up the poo, I'd be ideal as they'd need our services then. Well, that makes sense if you're doing it for elderly people. You know, and they can't get down there. They got back problems. You know, they're all stove up.
I mean, if you can handle the poop, it doesn't sound like a bad deal, really.
He even offers a mowing service for those who can't do it themselves. Customer Peter Fisk, who is 48. Well, 48, you should be picking up your own poop.
Yeah.
He's been using the pet poop pick since December after a broken leg rendered him unable to pick up after his pooch. Okay, well, your leg's broke. I give you that. He said, with the way my leg is, I'll be using him for the rest of the year at least. Seeing him get the hose out after doing it properly just proves he's providing a great service.
What do hose have to do with it?
Yeah, what are you bringing your hose with you for?
Oh,
Makes
they
your
need
love
garden
life.
hose. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Garden hose, sorry.
Currently, Newbie works around 12 hours per week, spread over days, but hopes to make his poo creative business more permanent. He said, at the minute, it's a side job, but it's getting it all out there. Customers across the pond in NYC are in dire need of a number 2 guy. In 2025, Washington Heights was named the most poo-plagued zip code in the U.S., producing 160 of more than 1,600 complaints filed since the start of the year.
It's good business.
That's a poo business. Anyway, that's interesting, but it's also nasty. Next up, I eat up to 100 live bugs a day. I love being the master of their destiny and how they massage my tongue.
Okay.
Last night, we got an Amazon package for 2 things. One was chocolate-covered grasshoppers, and the other was dried out stink bugs, edible stink bugs.
You ordered these?
No. Some listener, a subscriber, ordered them and sent them to us.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little bit
Actually, it was
different.
our boy Mike Christ. He's out of South Carolina, watches the podcast, and he ended up sending them to us.
Did you eat them yet?
Oh, I'm not eating them.
Let me guess. John Bird's eating
You
'em.
got it. You got it. John Bird's going to be eating them. He'll be doing that Friday on the podcast. He'll be eating stink bugs and grasshoppers.
I mean, chocolate-covered grasshopper may not be that bad, but a stink bug? Mm.
Yeah, that one does sound kind of bad.
Mm.
But it's salted, they say.
Ugh.
So we'll see. Imagine a low-calorie, protein-packed noodle that involves that evokes the bitterness of French cheeses. The good news is that you don't need to book a table at a buzzy new bistro to try it. The earthy delicacy is served in a brown paper bag, and it doesn't really put up a fight. According to a Chicago area resident named Carlos, he declares before slurping down a handful, he says, mealworms are a contender for like one of my most favorite insects. And my favorite thing about them is the flavor. It's a lot like buttered popcorn, he says.
A mealworm?
Yeah. If you haven't gagged yet, brace yourself. Carlos, who's 26 years old, scarfs down heaps of live mealworms and roaches on Wednesday's episode of TLC's My Strange Addiction. Boy, this is the third My Strange Addiction story that we've had come across the wire. In an exclusive preview clip provided to the Post, Carlos likens crickets to a veggie delight. He also swears that the insides of cockroaches taste like custard, and even worse, he loves the way creepy crawlies swarm his mouth, massage his tongue, and tickle his throat. What a weirdo.
He eats cockroaches?
So he says, he says, quote, when it like squiggles around your mouth, very rewarding. You don't get that from any other kind of food, I guarantee you. Carlos is unemployed.
Get out.
But living his best life. As his partner and the mother of his infant daughter frets that he is risking his health and frittering away their savings. Just because these insects are found in the dirt doesn't make them dirt cheap. Carlos is shown in the episode shelling out $8 for a mealworm roach mix at a reptile specialty store. She said, when I first found out about Carlos's bugging, I thought it was, I guess, cute, she says.
At first, how can that be cute?
But as time has gone on, it's become evident that it is a major crutch for him. That is bizarre. Like, are you getting high off this stuff or what?
Speechless.
Carlos said he caught the bug as a little boy. He said at a very young age, I always had a curiosity about eating them. My earliest memory as a child was when I was like 4 years old, and I was eating bugs at that age. Now Carlos is devouring up to 100 live bugs a day. Producers helpfully note that's 30,000 insects a year and roughly the weight of a Thanksgiving turkey.
That's another sign of mental illness.
It's tough to say exactly why Carlos eats live bugs. Some of it appears to be a need for control. He said, when I eat and chew live bugs, it makes me feel like I am the master of their destiny.
You can step on them just as easily and be the master of their destiny, right?
He says, I'm pretty animalistic and primal about it. He acknowledged that channeling his inner predator may not be fair to the bug, but it does taste pretty good.
Fair to the bug.
He finds his cravings are the most powerful in times of crisis. Perhaps that's why he enjoys the struggle. He says, I like to chomp the head. I like a certain boldness and intensity in my food. I don't know why I like it, but I do.
I'm not surprised that he's out of work. I am surprised that he's actually married. That's just strange.
All right, moving quickly. Last but not least, peeing out your tattoo. What really happens in your body when you have body art removed? Peeing out of your tattoo or peeing your tattoo out?
I mean, I guess it depends where you have the tattoo, right?
What happens when you have a tattoo? What happens to a tattoo when you decide forever is too long? Tattoo removal is achieved through a series of laser treatments, typically 4 to 10 sessions. Laser-based treatments heat the tattoo pigment to temperatures up to 572 degrees Fahrenheit, causing ink particles to break apart. While many assume the ink simply fades in the face of the laser's light, the reality is a bit more complicated. According to some sort of fancy journal on aesthetic surgery, when the laser hits the skin, the energy that is absorbed by the pigment is converted to heat, and the chemical bonds inside the pigment begin to break down into smaller pieces, not unlike glass shattering. In this sense, the term tattoo removal is a bit of a misnomer, as the laser is not removing the tattoo so much as it is breaking it down into particles the body can't absorb or expel. As the laser's heat penetrates the skin, it creates an inflamed wound. The healing process requires the immune system to dispatch specific white blood cells called macrophages
You got me on that one.
to engulf or remove the fractured pigment particles, as they are recognized as a foreign matter and the source of the inflammation. Meanwhile, the lymphatic system recognizes any remaining disintegrated ink. Boy, I struggled with that one. As waste and expels it through sweat, urine, or feces. That means you could be peeing out your tribal tramp stamp.
Oh, just another reason not to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Or get a tattoo, but don't think you want to get it removed.
Yeah, you might want to like be super duper sure, because
You knew going into it was going to be there forever, so might as well keep it.
I've seen people get tattoos removed on videos, and it looks like the most painful process.
I mean, 500 and something degrees? Yeah,
That's hot.
that's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot.
It's not going to feel good.
And that's what we call, oh, that's nasty. Nasty. Earnest Financial. RetireWithEarnest.com. RetireWithEarnest.com. My buddy David Earnest out there doing big things for those of you that are 55 or older and you got over 50K in your retirement. Maybe you're doing poop and scooping for a living, but you don't want to do it forever. You want to retire at some point. Well, you got to make sure that money's secure. You got to make sure it grows for you. You got to make sure that it's in the right places to where you can end up in a better position than you could have ever imagined by the time you hit retirement. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't just say, everything's going to be okay. It's your money. You worked for it your entire life. Why wouldn't you want a plan going into retirement? It's crazy to think you wouldn't, especially since this costs you nothing. They don't get their fees from you. They get them elsewhere. They just do the legwork and get you put in the best position possible. Earnest Financial. RetireWithEarnest.com. Call them at 833-596-7233. It's 833-596-7233 and online, RetireWithEarnest.com. Noto Roofing, notoroofing.com. Notoroofing.com. 205-848-2299. Y'all know how much I love Noto. Best of the best. Best of the best. You haven't set up your free roof inspection. What are you doing, man? What are you waiting on? Get on top of that. Let them get on top of that roof of yours. And get it inspected. Give you that complimentary roof tune-up. Man, I just can't. These guys are good. Sammy, Matt, Chris, the whole crew down there. They do just such a bang-up job. They did wonders for me at my house and made it look brand new. I had some problems there on the side. They got out there and fixed it, and it was like, what had happened was I was at work, and they showed up while I was at work, and it was done by the time I got home. They had cleaned up and everything. It was great. So 205-848-2299. There we go. Almost forgot. 848-2299 online, notoroofing.com. Looking through the text, one man's doo-doo is another man's treasure, as the old saying goes. This one says, dude, I'm trying to eat lunch. Now, why would you eat lunch during the Wheel of Segments? That's crazy. I mean, y'all gotta know better than that. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, Carrie.
Wahala.
Leland Live up next. And we'll be back tomorrow with a brand new one. And until then,